It's about time in New Orleans. Hi, and welcome to the Monday Fantasy Huddle. I'm Amber Wilson for CBSSports.com. With so much promise after a stellar year in 2006, the offensive weapons in New Orleans frustrated owners for most of the season so far. But with the Saints finally marching to their own tune with 3 straight wins, the numbers are beginning to follow, starting with Drew Brees. He walked into Monster Park with just 5 touchdowns and a whopping 10 interceptions. But you wouldn't know that as he led his team to a 31-10 rout of the San Francisco 49ers. Brees completed 31 out of 39 for 336 yards and 4 touchdowns. His receivers had a week to remember. Marcus Colston only had 2 touchdowns heading into Week 8 and picked up 3 on Sunday. David Patton notched his second 100-plus yard game on the year. And Reggie Bush also went over 100 yards with 64 yards on the ground and 49 yards in the air coming out of the backfield. The Saints are just a game out of first in the NFC South and are right back in the mix, but other teams took a hit again this week, which means that fantasy owners may be scrambling again. Frank Gore re-aggravated his ankle in the third quarter at the hands of the New Orleans Saints. He would return to the game, but did not have another carry. We'll find out more during this week on his status. Marshawn Lynch had 80 yards on 21 carries in a win against the Jets, but a hip injury kept him out for part of the first half. He was able to run for 57 yards on 14 carries upon his return, so he should be fine heading into next week. And the Jets had a scary moment with 7 minutes and 41 seconds left against Lynch's Bills. After being hit in the back by Bills corner Terrence McGee, the head and chest of Jets wide receiver Lavernius Cole slammed to the turf, where he remained there for nearly 5 minutes. Keep an eye on his situation during the week. And we welcome into the show senior fantasy football writer Dave Richard. All right, Dave, so we expected the Saints would probably make a comeback, turn things around. 2 guys on other teams that we didn't expect to turn things around like they have, Lendale White and Kevin Jones. I mean, Both of them beat the century mark this past week. What do you make of these 2?
They're both on running teams, and that's kind of strange to say because the Lions aren't really a running team, but that's what they've been doing to win games over the last 3 weeks. And frankly, Kevin Jones has been very effective for them, both in the running game and the receiving game. I like him a lot as a low-end number 1 fantasy running back. And as for Lendale White, Titans are doing a great job running the ball. That's all that they can really do. Vince Young hasn't been effective. So if you've got White, ride the former Trojan through the next couple of weeks.
All right, good news for me. Emotional week in San Diego this past week. I love to talk about myself here. Emotional week in San Diego this past week. The Chargers answered by pouring it on the Texans 35-10. But should owners with LT be worried after this past week?
And you're saying that because the Chargers offense, the passing offense, right?
Right.
That's what you're getting at, is the passing offense. Okay. So Phillip Rivers comes out and he throws 3 touchdowns, and Antonio Gates has this big game. And you're sitting there with LaDainian Tomlinson. You go, no touchdowns for LaDainian. Well, the truth of the matter is that you're not going to panic very long. LaDainian Tomlinson is a great fantasy running back. There's breaking news. LaDainian Tomlinson, a great fantasy running back.
Why they pay us the big bucks?
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. But the truth is that next week, LaDainian's going up against Minnesota. That's a bad matchup. Look for Phillip Rivers to throw quite a bit against the Vikings. Vikings have allowed 3 300-yard passers in their last 4 games. If you've got Tomlinson, you're going to start him no matter what. You didn't draft him to sit on your bench. But frankly, Amber, you just got to expect some low numbers next week. And then when the Chargers start getting the easier matchups, Tomlinson will still get the ball 20 times a game.
Overall, LT is still a good fantasy option, guys. Another good fantasy option has turned out to be a good fantasy option for owners. Big Ben.
Yeah, he's a good one. And this is a guy that we can talk about and not be totally obvious because Roethlisberger started the season as a top-end number 2 fantasy quarterback, and now he's in the top 10 in scoring amongst all positions in standard scoring leagues. So in my mind, Ben Roethlisberger is there as a number 1 fantasy quarterback. He's throwing at least 2 touchdowns a week. The yardage isn't really there for him yet, and I'm not sure that that's ever going to come around. But if you've got Roethlisberger, you've got yourself a quarterback that you can start week in and week out. You don't really even have to worry about the matchup. This weekend, I think he plays Baltimore, and that's going to be a great one for him because Willie Parker's had a terrible history against the Ravens.
Yeah, he had good numbers against division rival Cincy, so he's really turning things around for you owners out there.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks for all of your help, Dave.
Yes, like saying LaDainian Tomlinson, it should start for all owners.
Absolutely.
I'm here to help.
Woo!
Chris Chambers will be big in the next couple of weeks, so if you've got him, get him. Phillip Rivers, too.
Okay.
So now we're giving them something
that they
might not have
giving
known.
them some, right, exactly.
Yes.
Now we're earning our money. Okay.
Right.
Keep your mouths right here at CBSSports.com for everything you need to know in the world of sports. If you missed anything here today, like how LT is decent, stop, refresh, and rewatch. For Dave Richard, I'm Amber Wilson. Have a great week, guys.